I'll hold one because makes me feel more comfortable.
Yeah, well, that's it.
You feel more comfortable.
More comfortable. It's like it's like a pacifier, isn't it?
Welcome to the channel. This video is all about the forehand push with Steve Brunskill. Coming up, tip of the day, a few common mistakes, and a practical drill for you to take away to your next training session. Let's get into it.
The forehand push is again known as one of the basic shots, but for me it's one of the most advanced shots. It's really, really difficult to do. Very, very tricky shot, and often I would probably leave that sometimes in my coaching till a lot later on. I would probably work on a different shot, but if we look at it, just because it matches in well with the backhand push, the principles of the distance from the table is the same. You can see my head's forward and down, and I'll step in to the ball, so my head's once again looking at as close to the bat and looking at the bat. So you'll come in here like this, I'll step in, you've got my arm bent like before, just coming from shoulder down. It's a very, very short shot. Yeah. There's not a lot of movement. We don't want this big long swing, we just want this little touch down, so the bat starts slightly higher than the ball and finishes slightly lower. Yeah, and come and traveling towards. So again, from the feet sort of situation, if the balls, you mainly do this on a short ball. So it would be step, step, takes me in, my knee will be bent and under the table, and then I've got this little shot that'll come in afterwards. Head's close, arm bent, light feel on the ball, just brushing underneath, creating a bit of backspin. So everything's, so again, always moving towards the ball, whether it's a long push, a medium push, or a short push. And I would even from quite an early level, I would be looking at that would be the principle. On the backhand, maybe it's not so, but certainly on the forehand, definitely be looking to attack anything long. I believe that you should lay what I call lay the wrist back. So if you try to do it with your, if I show the camera, my arm's in a straight line there with my bat. That's if I'm holding the bat correctly. Now if I push with this and keep this locked, it's very difficult for me to push down the line. Yeah, and if I did, I would have to make a gross movement, which is seeable from the opponent, which we don't want. So nearly everything I do will go across. But if I come in like this, with my wrist laid back, then obviously I can push down the line, I can push across, and then later on this will help me introduce my flick. Okay, and you can see that because my leg's under and I'm over the table, I can just push straight back out. That's the beauty of what my feet are doing. I'm in, still balanced, spring back out. Yeah, as a practice, I would, and if you were practicing playing into the short box to a short box on the other side, I would be going a partial recovery. So you can hear my feet. I'm only coming so far out. But all the time, if I was a match situation, I'd be judging, well, are you going to touch it back short? Yeah. Or are you going to go here or dig long? So then at that point, I would then make my mind up for the next ball. So we're trying to be a ball ahead.
Step out is the paramount, that's got to happen.
Yeah.
And then
so rather than just go in and go, I'm going to practice me push.
Yeah.
And your feet are static.
Feet are static. That's okay, you might learn this, but then it doesn't help you in the game because they're not going to keep coming here, and again it's going to move, they're going to move that. Yeah. So you've got to be ready for the next one, ready for the next. So it's a very, very active shot. Yeah. Not boring like some people might think. It's unbelievably active. You've got these little micro movements all the time happening whilst I'm judging what's going to happen next. And then you can, as a drill, you can, if you wanted, you could start off, and again it's just that little touch. You've got to go through this process of the ball kicking up a little high. Yeah, we've got to go through that rather than, you know, it kicks up high, bang. We're not going to learn. So we go through the process. It doesn't matter if it comes high. Then it gives me the job. I've got to bring that down, and you've got to keep it down as well. So a little backspin set to start with. Feet are going to do a slight partial recovery. You can see,
you're picking it
right off the bounce to keep it. Yeah. So right off that bounce, nice and early.
Oh, I wasn't there. I was thinking too much.
So what I say is, try to beat the ball.
Right.
So if you try and you think I'm going to take it half volley, what I tend to find happens is, by the time you process that, it's up here.
Right.
But if you try to beat the ball, actually beat the ball,
Then you'll
probably get on the half volley or just after the half volley. So beat the ball, beat the ball, beat the ball. Yeah, that's better. And it's soft, gentle. Beat the ball. So you only want the ball to land in that first half, really, unless we go for a real long push. One. Good, beat the ball. Yeah, that's it. Getting it now. Unlucky. And again. Yeah, so everybody thinks it's a, you know, oh, it's just this little, but the work that goes into actually doing this little.
I've never even given it that much thought at all. I always think a push is a push and a push is a push. And what you're saying there is it, and that's the difference between novice and pro is your feet, your everything.
But I think a lot of people, you know, if you as a coach, you'll say, right, we're going to do pushing, everybody's like, oh, but really it should be like, oh no, this is great, this, because not only am I getting ready to push, but this is also me getting ready to flick, which is an advanced shot. So the basis of your advanced shot is a basic shot, but that obviously isn't that basic, as we found out. You know, there's a lot to it. Yeah.
Excellent, spot on.
Okay, so tip of the day again: foot under the table, head close to the back. Good shot.
Don't look round and don't twist and start doing dances. And your drill still applies.
And
the
drill would be the only way I would probably
There's a cuff down there.
You could do it the same, yeah. So you could, obviously, it's gonna. Oh, have you got a? Yeah, there we go.
Assistant test.
Obviously you'll be going forehand to forehand, but I would generally, if I was going to set this as a drill, I would put that marker on both sides, just like we have, yeah, and just be going touch to touch across here, backwards and forwards, short ball, short game, or even very much down the line. So so yeah, because a lot of these, it's nice to just touch it down the line as opposed to across. Because if you touch across, what tends to happen is the ball can quite often come off the end of the table, and your advanced players will reach across and get this, or they'll come round here and do that, or they'll get in. But if it's down the line and short, the biggest thing you can do is a flick. See you on the next one.